Hello, welcome to your Friday. This is week 25. It is the 19th day of June 2020. I'm going to start out by telling you that over the last weeks, months, I've talked about COVID. I've talked about the tragedy in Minneapolis and the tragedy of the retired police captain, David Dorn. I've talked to you about rioting and looting. And my videos have all been centered on that. I'm going to first of all thank everybody for watching, thank everybody for commenting, and especially thank those who didn't agree with me, yet presented their side in a kind, spirited way. It just goes to show we can agree to disagree, but we each have to have our part taken care of. And by that I mean, express yourself, but do it tactfully. And in return, I hope you do the same with me. But overall, thank you. Your comments and the fact that you watch means a great deal to me. Thank you. I have given a shout out before to first responders, but I have not specifically given a shout out to police officers. And today, that's where I'm headed. Right now, police officers are taking a major hit. And it breaks my heart. Because I know the overwhelming number of police officers that are good far, far outweighs the bad apples. I just think every cop right now has to grin and bear everything that's going on. And what else breaks my heart is that I'm hearing more and more police officers are resigning and trying some other career. I know that from a kid, I wanted to be in law enforcement. Most people with a badge will tell you the same thing. And they'll tell you, I wanted to help people. So as you go through your day, if you see a police officer, maybe give them a thumbs up. Maybe thank them. Maybe tell them you're praying for them. People used to do that with me. Pull up next to my squad car, give me a thumbs up, or say thank you. You have no idea what that does when someone else appreciates you. Please consider it, and let's try to get them back on track, because I worry desperately about my friends. Today, I'm going to talk about faith. I'm not going to talk about religion. I'm not going to talk about the Bible. But I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that have occurred to me over the last couple of years. I've told you before that in the last couple of years, things in my life have changed. And I give almost all of the credit to God. A little bit to myself, because I had to make some changes. But these are kind of fun things to think about. If you're not a big believer, maybe you'll get something out of it. But I just want to tell you a couple of things like what this goofy mind thinks about. So last year, my sister Paula told me something that I had to think about and realized it may sound a little corny, but it's true. Did you ever think that Jesus Christ looks at you much in the same way your dog looks at you? I thought that's interesting. And I started to think about it. And I'm going to explain a little bit about what I thought about. When I'm gone and I come home, my dog is always happy to see me. When you talk to God, he's always happy to hear from you. He doesn't argue with you. He's not a pain in the butt. He's always there. Takes whatever you give him. Just wants to be around you. And then I thought about another thing. When I leave and I say, hey, Brody Breeze, I'll be back in a little bit, he looks at me like, are you sure? When? And if you're talking to God and you say, that's all I got for you today, I'll be back in touch, God thinks, I hope so. I really love to hear from you, and I love you like crazy. So maybe think about that. I'm not certain if it works with all types of pets, but perhaps it does. Then the other thing I thought about is years ago, I realized that we need to try to be kind to each and every person. It was a very nondescript type of thing I thought about. And I always try to be nice to people for several reasons. You never know what they're going through. You never know what they're thinking. But the biggest of all is that person may be Jesus Christ. So if a guy pulls in front of you and takes your parking place, maybe that's Jesus Christ. If a person smashes into your cart in the grocery store, maybe that's Jesus Christ. If your newspaper carrier throws your paper in the wet grass, it might be Jesus Christ. Some may think, well, Jesus Christ wouldn't steal my parking space, but that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is how you respond to it. I'm sure you've heard people say, when you're angry with someone, pray for them. This is the same thing. Person takes your spot. Maybe God's saying, hey, let's pray for that guy. And it takes your mind in a totally different direction, doesn't it? It's kind of the whole idea about a positive attitude. I'm not going to let that get to me. And if you do it, it brings you a little closer to God, and it changes your attitude. And I'm pretty sure He's got something to do with that. That's about all I have today. Short, sweet, simple. I'm going to tell you that I hope you have a fantastic weekend, a wonderful week next week. I'm going to say God bless you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.